The NFL world just got hit with a massive shockwave, and Kansas City Chiefs fans are losing their minds right now. Because according to explosive reports and growing league rumors, there is suddenly a real possibility that George Pickens could end up catching passes from Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City. Yes, you heard that correctly. One of the most talented, controversial, and dangerous wide receivers in football may be linked to the defending powerhouse that already terrifies the NFL. And now, fans everywhere are asking one question: if this actually happens, who in the world is stopping the Chiefs? This entire situation exploded out of nowhere. Early reports started circulating around the league that the Kansas City Chiefs are quietly monitoring the wide receiver market again. And immediately, one name began dominating conversations inside NFL circles: George Pickens. The talented star receiver from the Pittsburgh Steelers has become one of the most talked about players in football because of his elite athletic ability, emotional personality, and growing frustration within the Steelers organization. And now the rumors are reaching another level. League insiders are beginning to believe Kansas City could seriously explore the possibility of making a move if the Steelers decide they no longer want the drama surrounding Pickens. And honestly, when you look at the situation closely, it starts making terrifying sense for the rest of the NFL. Because imagine this for a second: Patrick Mahomes throwing deep bombs to George Pickens, Travis Kelce drawing double teams underneath, defenses already terrified of Andy Reid's offensive creativity. That combination could become absolutely unstoppable. And what's making fans even crazier is the timing of all this. The Chiefs have spent the past couple seasons trying to rebuild their receiver room after the departure of Tyreek Hill. While Kansas City continued winning games because Mahomes is simply unreal, everyone could still see moments where the offense lacked a truly dominant outside weapon. They've had speed guys. They've had role players. They've had young prospects. But they haven't had a freakishly gifted alpha receiver capable of making impossible catches over defenders on a consistent basis. George Pickens changes that instantly. This guy is not normal. We're talking about one of the most physically gifted receivers in the NFL today. His body control is insane. His catch radius is unbelievable. And some of the catches he makes, honestly, don't even look real. Every single season, Pickens produces highlight plays that go viral across the football world. One-handed grabs, sideline miracles, mossing defenders like they're children. He plays with anger, swagger, and confidence that makes defensive backs panic. But at the same time, that same fiery personality has also created tension. And that's where things get interesting. Reports over the past year have continued to describe frustration behind the scenes in Pittsburgh. There have been moments where Pickens appeared visibly upset on sidelines. Moments where effort was questioned. Moments where cameras caught emotional reactions after games. And while many Steelers fans still love his passion and talent, others are beginning to wonder if the relationship between player and organization is slowly reaching a breaking point. That's exactly why Kansas City rumors are suddenly gaining traction. Because the Chiefs have become known as one of the smartest organizations in football when it comes to maximizing talent. Andy Reid has a reputation for managing difficult personalities better than almost anyone. Patrick Mahomes creates an environment where players want to compete. And veterans inside that locker room understand what it takes to win championships. Some NFL executives reportedly believe Kansas City may view Pickens as a calculated risk worth taking. And honestly, if you're the Chiefs, why wouldn't you at least explore it? Mahomes is still in his prime. Travis Kelce may not play forever. The AFC is becoming an absolute war zone. Teams like the Buffalo Bills, Baltimore Ravens, and Cincinnati Bengals are loading up every single season, trying to finally knock Kansas City off the throne. The Chiefs understand they cannot afford to get comfortable. They need more firepower, more explosiveness, more nightmare matchups. And George Pickens might be exactly that. But here's where things become absolutely crazy. NFL fans are deeply divided about whether this would be genius or a complete disaster. Some believe Pickens joining Kansas City would create the most dangerous offense in football. They think Mahomes would unlock Pickens in ways nobody has seen before. Remember, Pickens has never played with an elite quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. Not even close. Imagine what happens when one of the league's best deep ball throwers starts targeting a receiver with Pickens' size and athleticism. It could become unfair. Others, however, believe the personality concerns are very real. Because Kansas City's locker room culture is built around discipline and accountability, Andy Reid runs a structured environment. Veterans expect professionalism, and some people question whether George Pickens would fully buy into that system. But that debate alone is what makes this story so explosive. You have one side saying this could create another Chiefs dynasty, and the other side saying it could bring unnecessary chaos into a championship locker room. Now here's another fascinating layer to this entire situation. Patrick Mahomes himself has reportedly been very vocal in recent years about wanting more explosive weapons around him. Not publicly demanding players or creating drama, because that's not Mahomes' style, but internally, the Chiefs know they need more consistency at receiver, especially after seeing dropped passes become a serious issue at times. And let's be honest, George Pickens does not struggle with talent. If anything, the guy sometimes looks too talented for his own good. There are defensive coordinators around the NFL who genuinely fear what he could become if paired with the right offensive system and elite quarterback play. That's what makes these rumors terrifying for rival teams. Because the ceiling here is ridiculously high. Imagine late-game situations. Mahomes escaping pressure, rolling to his right, launching a 50-yard bomb downfield, and George Pickens skiing over defenders for another impossible catch. That visual alone is enough to make Chiefs fans dream about another Super Bowl run. But how realistic is this actually? Well, several NFL insiders believe the Steelers are still evaluating Pickens' long-term future carefully. Pittsburgh absolutely knows how talented he is. You don't just give away players like that for nothing. However, contract questions, locker room chemistry, and organizational direction all matter. If the Steelers begin feeling uncertain about extending him long-term, trade conversations could eventually become possible. And if that happens, expect Kansas City to be mentioned immediately. Because the Chiefs have quietly become one of the most aggressive organizations in football when opportunities appear. They may not always make the flashy move people expect, but when elite talent becomes available, they pay attention. Remember when many people thought Kansas City was finished after Tyreek Hill left? What happened? Mahomes won another championship. Then another. That's why these rumors feel so dangerous. Because every time people doubt the Chiefs, they somehow come back stronger. And now imagine them adding George Pickens. The rest of the AFC might panic. Social media already exploded once these rumors started circulating. Chiefs fans are going absolutely insane imagining the possibilities. Steelers fans are furious even discussing the idea. And NFL analysts are debating nonstop whether this would be the league's smartest move or biggest gamble. Some fans even believe Pickens secretly wants a bigger spotlight. And let's be real, there's no bigger spotlight in football right now than Kansas City. Playing with Patrick Mahomes instantly changes everything for a receiver. National TV games, deep playoff runs, massive media attention, opportunities to build a legacy. Players understand what Kansas City represents right now: winning. That's why